I am an athlete. I am an entrepreneur. I am successful with women. I am present and mindful. I'm a social demon. I am Adonis. Well, you think I reached that point of learning about the concept of self-improvement 5 whole years ago, and wanting to implement all the things I've learned over the years. But no. I have ups and downs, but never really gotten any more significance. While my knowledge base has grown, I haven't really put my brain to use. I can't remember every single one of these, so I've made a list. I've been on and off. Exercising, meditation, gratitude journaling, cold exposure, skincare, dental hygiene, sleep regularity and quality, submental exercises, posture improvement, socializing, cold approaching, mindfulness. The list truly goes on. Just by me listing these terms, you could get an idea of the information I've lodged into my brain. But knowledge is not everything. Action is. Though I've done my fair share of every single one of these things, I haven't 1. Done enough, and 2. Stayed consistent in these habits. So I could confidently say I've been stuck in stage 1 of self-improvement for the last 5 years, and I'm going to get out now. While being stuck in stage 1, I've had a lot of ruts, and I've gotten out of them. Fuck. And I've gotten out of them. English is not first language, guys, so bear with me. And I've been stuck in probably one of the worst ruts I've had since I recorded the last video. The videos you have seen me posting right now are actually from April this year. I posted it to another channel because I thought that would be better. But after actually thinking, why would that matter? I already have a head start here, so while I've seen my views not go up, that's not what I care about. I just want to post videos now. I truly just want to post and give you guys the information you need to better yourself. And as you can see, I got out of the rut yet again because I'm recording this video. So I'm gonna show you how I got out of the worst ruts of my life. The first thing you need to do is to realize that you are in a rut. In my opinion, that's the hardest thing to do. It's easy to say it's just a couple of hard days. Just a week. I need a break. It's easy to say. Even though you haven't really done anything that deserves a break, you still call it a break. That day, that week, turns into weeks, then months. If you don't catch yourself, it turns into years, and decades, and a life without doing anything. A life in a rut. Think about that. If you don't dig yourself out of the rut, you'll spend the rest of your life in it. Every day, every week, every month, every year of your life, stuck in a rut. One thing is to not be on self-improvement. Live life in negligence. But that's better than knowing all about self-improvement and wanting to improve yourself, but you still don't do anything. But you're still stuck in a rut. The amount of shame and guilt and low self-confidence that comes from that is enough to break a man. You also need to realize what got you into this rut in the first place. Was it just a bad day that turned into days or weeks? Or was it a big event, like a breakup, death in the family, or with a pet? Or maybe you finished school and now you don't have a job and don't really know what to do with your life. All of this is easier to think about, but you might forget it and not get out of the rut. I want you to journal about this. Write it down, either on your PC or phone. My preferred method is to write just on pen and paper. It's more real that way. If you can't find any reason, just sit over your pen and paper. Just do nothing until you begin writing something. I mean, the easiest thing to write is, I don't know what to write. Just write that down. I don't know how to write. In fact, I'm gonna make this an actionable step for you. Pause the video after this explanation, and you can do this right now and come back to this video after you've done it. Write down, I don't know what to write. I want to find out what the reason for my rut is. I remember it was you brought the date, you began the rut, or around that date, the beginning of April, let's say. Just keep writing. I think it was because of this reason, maybe it was this, but now that I think of it, it could be this. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, keep writing. Okay, pause the video, write down when and what you think the reason for your rut is. Then come back. I have huge respect for you if you actually did that. I know 95% of people won't, probably even more won't. So if you actually sat down and wrote down your thoughts about your rut, good fucking job. Not a lot of people would do that. Fist bump. Ow. That's cringe. Anyways, the advantage of writing down your thoughts are many. But the main reason you want to do it, relevant to getting out of a rut, is to move your thoughts from mind to paper. Not letting it linger in your brain. And so to speak, removing those thoughts down to the paper, so you have space for new ones, productive ones. It really clears your mind and gets you ready to work again. Now the second thing is a term you've probably heard talked about in context of the gym. It's progressive overload. Now you might think, what does that have to do with getting out of a rut? Progressive overload, isn't that just adding on more weight as you go, getting stronger? Yeah, it is. It's about starting small. It's about not going to the gym and wanting to lift 100 kilos on the bench the first day. That's stupid, right? So the same concept, progressive overload. In the context context of getting out of a rut, a general self-improvement, is you don't say that tomorrow I'm gonna do an hour of meditation, 5 hours of exercise, and 10 hours of deep work. You're not gonna do it. Just the same as you're not gonna lift 100 kilos on a bench on the first day in the gym. Or even if you took a break from the gym. 100 was your PR, then you took a 3-month break from the gym, you're not gonna lift 100 again. That's just a fact. And by saying you want to do 1 hour of meditation when you haven't even done 5 minutes of the last week, you're only punishing yourself in the future for what you're not doing today. That is instant gratification. A form of it. Rewarding yourself tomorrow for what you're doing today is delayed gratification. And you know which is better. You're probably thinking right now, but I could do a lot more. Let's say you want to do 10 minutes of meditation tomorrow. It's not a lot, is it? When you really think about it. It's good, but it's not a lot. You've probably done it here and there. Maybe even you were consistent at it. But if you're in a rut right now, and you haven't done a single mindful breath the last week, you're probably not gonna do it. So write down, or just know that tomorrow I'm gonna take 1 mindful breath. In fact, scratch that. You can do it right now. With me. 1 mindful breath. Take in every sound that's around you. Just focus on the breath. Good job. You're now done more within those few seconds than you've done the entire week. And that's a win. That's a W. You see, if I said, pause the video and do 10 minutes of meditation, you wouldn't have done it. Because that's so much harder. When you aren't in the flow of things, you don't sit down and do 10 minutes of meditation out of nowhere. But 1 mindful breath you can do. And suddenly you're going up. You're going up now. The third thing you need to apply is a good routine. We all know a habit is an action you do every day or week consistently, and that's great and all. But what a routine does, it makes you whole lists of habits. But what a routine does, it makes you whole list of habits: exercise, meditation, gratitude, journaling, cold exposure, sauna, deep work, everything. Your whole day basically becomes a habit in itself. Without a routine, it's easy to say, I'll do it later. If I do this first, I can do this later, blah blah blah. Always delaying. It essentially becomes way too easy to delay or procrastinate. But if you have a laid out routine or timetable, you won't get a chance to delay. You have set a time for this specific action, so you do it. You can't delay or procrastinate and say I'll do it later, because you know from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. deep work. 9 and from 9 a.m. to 9:30 you take a walk. 9:30 to 11 you exercise. And you say, oh, well, my day is always changing. Okay. Shift your timetable or your routine into whatever you need. If you have work, great, just put that in your block as well. If you have, like me, work where you don't have consistent work hours, a day here, a day there, different hours you work, I put that in my routine, and I know tomorrow, okay, this is gonna be what I do. I put my work hours in, I just change everything around, and now it works. It's so much easier than to say, oh yeah, I can just wake up then. Well, I have a little bit of time before work, so I guess I can do that then. Okay. Good, I did it. Okay, well, let's go to work, get back from work. Yeah, I guess I can exercise. Now I wanna eat. Yeah, I'll go eat. So you eat, and then you forget about exercise. You just sit down, waste your day. If you have a routine, let's say you work 9 to 5. Okay, you wake up at 6. You have a small morning routine. You do an hour of deep work, so you really get into it. Then let's say you have a really long commute. You still have an hour commute, but you have already done an hour of deep work and an hour in your morning routine. And so you're done with work. You don't think, oh, I can go exercise now, or I want to eat. You know, dinner is 5:30. That's it. No discussion. 5:30 dinner. Healthy dinner. You eat your dinner. You've already packed your gym bag, so it's there, ready to go. You take it, you go to exercise, you come back, you shower, and you do your night routine, and you read. You know exactly what you need to do. You don't need to think. And that's a good part. You don't need to think about what you're gonna do. You already know. And if you can't remember, just have like Google or Apple Calendar or whatever you want. Just write it down, block your time. That's all you need to do, and just follow that. Even 50% of the time, if you have a timetable and you follow it 50% of the time, that's so much better than what you're doing now. Is it not? I thought so. The fourth thing. Now that you know why, what, and when, it's up to you to keep it that way. It's up to me to keep it that way. Keep doing with what you've done so far, and add on different good habits where you can. It's all about consistency. Every day, every week, every month, every year, keep going, and it would be unreasonable that you won't eventually succeed. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, and I'll see you at the top.